Julia Fox should write a philosophy book.
She should.
She should write a philosophy book of just like all her beliefs.
And it'll be called What Does the Fox Say?
We should pitch this to her.
We should.
We should pitch this to her.
What does the fox say? The uncut hidden gems.
There it is.
That's what it is. The uncut hidden gems of Julia Fox.
Hidden gems.
Lights, camera, action.
UPS, you piece of
I was like, you know what I want to do one day? I want to join a gang.
We're in 2022. Upgrade the cameras.
Yeah.
You can see Saturn and shit, but like I can't get a clear picture of someone robbing the gas station.
That was the greatest night in the history of television.
6 weeks in court, Johnny spent trying to get his career back.
This will be good to run back on. Yeah, 6 weeks in court trying to get his name back.
And he did it. Yes.
He sure did, dude. And okay, I don't know how much time you actually spend on the internet.
Not a whole lot.
I spend too much.
I spend average amounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too much on the internet.
All right.
I just burped. I'm sorry. I'm too much on the internet. Too much time on the internet. I know it. It's fine.
Yeah.
We came up in the internet era. Okay, so what was happening that interested me is like halfway through the trial, I started getting a bunch of tweets coming up on my Twitter from people in support of Amber Heard who were like basically saying that like everything me and you talked about in the last time we talked about this was just like some propaganda put out by like Johnny Depp's team, or like the internet just really latched on to this like perspective of the trial and ran with it, and no one realizes that Amber Heard's like the true victim. And I almost started second guessing myself because a lot of this shit was coming up, and it's really hard, and there's a lot of social pressure to not go against any woman. Yeah. Right?
Right.
And I really was like, okay, like maybe I was in the wrong. Like maybe I got maybe I got duped.
Yeah.
And into thinking that like Johnny Depp was like this completely innocent person, which I don't think he's even this completely innocent person.
No.
I mean, I imagine he has plenty of character defects. But then, so I was wondering if I was getting duped, but then he won. And then I was like, well, come on, like, what do you do with that now? He won. So, I mean, I'm not going to, I mean, clearly there was enough evidence in his favor.
Sure.
So that's all I mean, that's how I feel about that.
Yeah. I didn't really keep up with this second half as much. But like everything that I've seen, she looks like a clown on the stand. Absolute. Like they are just right hook, left hook. His attorney or his lawyer, whoever that woman was, Camille, I think is the name.
Yeah.
She killed it.
She did a good job.
You want her on your team for anything and everything because she absolutely obliterated Amber Heard on the stand. She didn't put up with no shit.
Yeah. He better have that good of an attorney. If being that famous and having that much money can't get you that good of an attorney, then I don't know what the hell you're doing it for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking A.
You need the top tier, top notch.
Top dog.
And Rob Kardashian's dead, so
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But yeah, like she was clearly so many instances where she just like lied.
Right.
Straight up lied. All the body language, right? She never really addressed the person asking the question as much as she addressed the jury.
Right.
It was like this big show. It was a theatrical performance.
I mean, there's literally audio of her telling him that no one's going to believe that she abused him. And once I remember that, it really just discounted all those Amber Heard supporters who were trying to tell me that I've been getting duped by Johnny Depp propaganda.
Yeah.
I was like, but what about that? There wasn't much audio of Johnny Depp saying that to her.
No.
There was more just audio of her saying that to him, essentially admitting to abusing him and then telling him that because he has a cock, no one's going to believe him.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
There's audio of him just being like, you severed my finger.
There's audio of him just doing like that Peter Griffin thing from Family Guy where he's just like,
yeah, like that hurts.
After having his finger cut off by a crazy lady.
And anyone who can maintain composure after having someone throw a glass bottle at them and sever their tip of their finger,
come on now,
is God mode.
God mode.
How do you not be like, what the fuck? And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like two responses, either pure rage or you just like fetal position crying. I don't know what else.
Or pure shock. I mean, you could just be like, wow, you did that. I'm gonna put this on ice.
Yeah.
We'll pick this up later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go though.
I'm gonna put this on ice. I would, I thought I'd try one, but
yeah, try it.
It's kind of, I'm gonna put this on ice. Nah, because he's not even British. He's not even British.
He has like a thing. I don't know what it is.
He's like, he has something. Well, I'm not the accents guy, but I'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say about him or her?
I sidetracked us with my bad accent.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. So the audio stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
Not only that, but she had made some comment on the stand about how there was no way she could ever hit him or something, ever abuse him.
Right.
And then they were like, what about the audio where you literally said, I was not punching you, I was hitting you?
Right.
Hello? And then the money.
Yeah.
That she pledged to donate. Did you see that?
After she lost?
No.
Or before she lost?
This was like years ago when she first like took him to court or whatever, and like he lost and had to like pay her this money, and she said she was going to donate half of it to this children's hospital and half to like another charity.
And she didn't?
And she hasn't. And they got her on the stand. Like they pinned her against the wall with that. She was like, isn't it true that you haven't donated a cent yet? You have not donated $1.
Yeah.
And Amber's like, I pledged blah, blah, blah. And again, she's turning to the jury. I pledged 3.5. And she's like, no, Miss Hurt, that's not the question. Is it true that you have not yet given a single dollar? And she's like, I pledged. And she's like, I'm using pledge and donate as two separate things. You pledged this money, but have you get? And she's like, I have not yet. I have not yet.
What? Bruh, that's so bad.
Yeah. So bad.
So bad. That's so bad. That's a bad look.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. You got that money and you pledged. You pledged.
Anybody can pledge.
Yeah, I pledge all the time.
Yeah. When I was in school, I pledge allegiance.
Yeah, pledge allegiance. I pledge to get a good night's sleep. That doesn't happen.
Right.
A
little bit of pledge on a wood table.
A little bit of pledge on a wood table.
Come on.
Yeah.
Anybody can pledge.
I pledge to give money to homeless people all the time and then turn around and buy things I don't need. I mean, it's just part of life. I mean, she's no different than us, but at the same time, she pledged.
Like a politician pledges.
And a lot of money. That's insane. And that just makes me so the problem is like all those people, the Amber Heard supporters who are like Johnny Depp propaganda, but I'm like, now it's starting to sound like Amber Heard propaganda.
Yeah.
And they're in the internet, there's this whole, and did you see what she posted after she lost?
I did not.
She posted something to the effect of, she posted a lot of bullshit, but at the end she was like, it's a loss for all women. And so then you got the women, you got two types of people online. You got women who are like, don't put us into this.
Yeah, don't lump yourself in with us.
Yeah, they're like, you clearly, don't put our name on that.
Yeah.
And then there's the people who are just like Vice and like all those mainstream news sources, like their headlines were all very like, they were like so like anti Johnny Depp. They were like piece of shit, cocaine addict, alcoholic who plays Captain Jack Sparrow was able to win a case in which the evidence that was brought against him was that he said he wanted to eat Amber Heard. And like, instead of just saying like Johnny Depp won the trial.
Yeah.
They were like, piece of shit, drunk piece of shit.
Former pirate actor.
former pirate, drunk piece of shit, asshole, cocksucker wins trial against perfect princess. You know,
unscathed,
perfect princess.
Yeah.
So who's doing the propaganda?
Exactly. My absolute favorite thing to come out of this so far has been Julia Fox. Did you see what she said?
No, but we love her.
Yeah. For those who need a refresher, Uncut Gems. She said, Uncut Gems.
What'd she say?
She said, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but she basically said, it's impossible for Amber Heard to have abused Johnny Depp because she has no power. And in order for someone to abuse, they have to have power.
She didn't go to school, did she?
She came from somewhere. I don't know, man.
She doesn't have much of an education, does she?
I feel like Elon Musk made her in a lab.
Yeah.
So with her logic, I could, because she clearly has a higher status than me.
Right.
Higher status than either of us. She has more power than either of us.
Right.
With her logic, I could beat the living fuck out of Julia Fox.
Right.
And it's not abuse.
And it's
because
not
I
abuse.
carry no power in that situation.
Right.
All right. Not saying I would, but it's an option. And according to her laws of the way the world works.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Her logic.
Yeah, that just is what? Mm-hmm. What, Julia?
Yeah.
What? And you know what? And Julia Fox, and I respect her game. She's very much like not shameful about the fact that she only dates billionaires. She fucks them and then they buy her shit. And she has no shame about that. And I respect that. But she should understand that, you know, maybe she's not the one to make the progressive feminist argument, although that's pretty progressive and feminist to be very empowered to just say I fuck billionaires and they get me stuff and I only fuck with dudes who are billionaires. I'm not downplaying that. I'm just saying, well, maybe that's why she's saying it. I don't know. Maybe because she only sleeps with billionaires who have more status and power than her. I don't know. This
is the exact quote, though. She said, did she hit him? Yes. Was it abuse? No. What? You need to have power to be able to abuse it. She was 25. He clearly was always way more powerful, including physically and financially. The way her mind works is exactly the same as Amber's.
Yeah.
I wasn't punching you, Johnny. I was hitting you. Did she hit him? Yes. Was it abuse? No. What fucking mind works like that?
That's a dangerous... half the internet's brains say that too, I think, about this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I'm wondering if in her head the same logic applies for like verbal abuse.
Right.
And how far does this go, right? Like, can you only abuse drugs and alcohol if you have power?
Right.
Anybody off the street just doing drugs, it's not abuse because they have no power.
Yeah.
Over the drug. The drug has power over them.
Right.
So technically, are they doing drugs? Yes. Are they abusing them? No.
Dude, thank you. Thank you for giving me that out. I've been waiting for that. You're so right.
Take that to your next meeting. You're like, I never abused drugs because they had the power in the relationship the whole time.
So who's coming with me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's wild. I actually really would love, because maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're wrong.
And let's say that, because that's a good point.
Yeah, we have to make that point, right?
Right.
Maybe we're fucking wrong. So I would love for someone with that same thought process to come on the show and explain to us, because maybe Julia Fox worded it poorly.
Maybe she did.
Maybe there's actually a genius breakthrough behind all of the bullshit that she is.
Maybe she's right.
Because in almost the same breath, she made a good point right before, and people were praising her before it.
Okay.
And then she made that point, and people were like, you almost had it.
Yeah, almost there.
And the point was about, like, breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And that the formula shortages right now.
Sure.
And Barbara Streisand, I think it was Barbara Streisand, commented, and she's like, have you ever heard of breastfeeding? And Julia Fox came and commented and was like, some people can't breastfeed for certain reasons. Some people can't. Right. They just can't do it. And people were like, yes, Julia Fox, good job.
Yeah.
And then she turned right around and was like, by the way,
she did that.
Yeah.
Julia Fox is like, breastfeeding, some people can't do it. Some people only stop drinking when they're pregnant and then start drinking again the second they have the baby.
Yeah.
Do you want the baby to get drunk, Barbara Streisand? No, I'm just kidding. It's true, though.
True.
I hate that it feels so touchy to go down this rabbit hole. And it makes me mad at the mainstream consensus because it feels like there's been a social standard set by which you can't start talking about certain things or else to face the wrath.
And that's great that you brought that up because I feel that way about the very things we're talking about.
Yeah.
I almost feel like we have no right to talk about them.
Right.
Like it feels dangerous treading on this water, even though I can guarantee a majority of the masses would agree that what Julia Fox said is outlandish.
Right.
Even with that, you almost feel like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And isn't that crazy?
It's a little crazy because I feel relatively reasonable.
I do too. And that's how it starts. The person feels reasonable.
Yeah.
They're like, this seems like a reasonable thing to say. Like, I bet Barbara Streisand thought she was being reasonable when she said that. Right?
Right.
It's like, it's an unsettling feeling to think that you're being reasonable because you're like, all right, who's gonna blindside me with something?
And I understand I have no right to speak on behalf of women.
Sure.
Or women's rights.
And I don't think that's what we're doing here.
Not at all.
I think abuse is an all-encompassing term, no matter what you identify as. Hitting someone and saying that's not abuse because they have power and I don't seems off to me. I don't know, man. I think like no matter how you slice it, there's no way to make it make sense what she said.
No.
I don't really think a whole lot of people would back her on that and be like, yeah, for sure, abuse has a direct correlation to power. Absolutely, you can't abuse someone who has more power than you. It's impossible. I disagree.
Right. And who knows? Maybe I don't even need to hold her opinion to the standard of the mainstream progressive opinion, because maybe like she's all over the place. Like maybe she's just like, not all women can breastfeed, but a woman, Amber Heard, could not have abused Johnny Depp because he has more power. But then also maybe she's like, I hate Jewish people, and like, and then it's like, okay, she
doesn't know where she's coming or going.
Fucking place, Julia.
Yeah. Let's get her on the pod.
Let's get her on the pod.
Why not?
Let's get her on the pod.
Yeah.
Speaking of Uncut Gems, did you watch Obi-Wan?
Not yet.
Okay, never mind. I mean, it's not a spoiler, because this is something that they released. But Benny Safdie, who directed Uncut Gems, with his brother Josh Safdie, he's in the show. He's in Obi-Wan.
Oh, really?
It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's cool. He makes a cameo. Well, I wouldn't call it a cameo. He plays a character. So
yeah. Well, they did the same thing in Mandalorian,
right?
With Werner Herzog,
right?
Yeah, big time. He's a director, and talk about a movie. Have you seen Grizzly Man?
Grizzly Man?
Yeah, Grizzly Man. Whew, that's a fun one.
Okay,
that's a fun one. It's this documentary that he took on because there's this guy who was really good with like wild animals. Like he just had that energy about him where they just touch. Yeah. And all from the smallest, like a little freaking, I don't know, squirrel, little bunny, little fox, all the way to bears.
Wow.
And they would interact with him, and but there was this one bear that did not like him.
Whoa.
And it was like his life's mission to like get this bear to like him, basically.
Huh.
And like this guy, he would document himself.
Right.
So all of the recordings are of him documenting himself, and he would be, on a riverbed, and he would have the bear behind him, and he would be like, that's so, like, he would name all the animals. He had connections.
Yeah.
And that bear eventually killed him and his girlfriend or wife at the time.
Both of them?
Yeah. Yep, that same bear. And so the documentary is about this guy who his whole life had this incredible connection with animals, and the one that he couldn't get to like him ended up killing him. And Werner Herzog is the narrator and director of that documentary.
They should call that documentary white people shit.
Yeah.
For lack of being stereotypically black, you ain't finna find me in no damn nowhere with no damn bear.
Especially one that doesn't like you.
Yeah, I mean, let's just take that's okay. That's a pretty interesting story all around. It's a tragic tale.
It is.
Yeah, but for the sake of comedic purposes, I mean, just take your loss and walk away. If the bear doesn't like you, the bear doesn't like you.
It's a
move
bear.
on.
Yeah, it's
Move
a
on.
bear.
It's a damn bear.
The thing can catch a fish from a waterfall with its bare mouth. It's bare mouth. It's bare hands.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, that's a little pathetic. To want an animal to like you that much that you're gonna dedicate your life to trying to like the bear. It's like a popular girl in high school, and you're like, if someone dedicated their life to getting the popular girl in high school to like them, I'd be like, dude, just move on.
Give it up.
She's out of your league, bud.
She has way more power than you.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get her. You can abuse her, but you're not going to get her.
Julia Fox should write a philosophy book.
She should.
She should write a philosophy book of just like all her beliefs.
And it'll be called What Does the Fox Say?
We should pitch this to her.
We should.
We should pitch this to her.
Just like, hey, instead of tweeting it or commenting on an Instagram, write it down. We'll publish a book. It's called What Does the Fox Say? And it's all your ideologies, the way you view the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chapter 1. Israel is the one true nation. I would just love that. She just starts there.
It would be, I got it. And what does the fox say, : the uncut hidden gems.
There it is.
That's what it is. The uncut hidden gems of Julia Fox.
Hidden gems.
Man, I mean, we just churn this shit out for fucking free, people.
We could make her a lot of money.
More than she would want to sleep with herself afterwards because she'd be a billionaire.
That's it.
Yeah.
We need to find a way to convince her that this is her next move.
Yeah.
I want to back her on this 100%. I wish I had money to back her and just say, let's go into business.
It might be such an outlandish, wild idea from two total unknowns that she might just take it.
It would for her. She's like that kind of famous, kind of like Shia LaBeouf or something, or like Kanye, which is why they were great together for a second. Where like taking a business idea and venture with like two poor guys would be like an artistic piece. Like it would be like an art thing for her. She would be like, this is art. Like this is so unconventional and unorthodox that it's actually art.
That's true.
Yeah.
And we would pitch it that way.
That would be the way to pitch it.
Be like, this is your greatest installation yet.
Right.
This is better than anything the Safdie brothers could have put you on.
Yes.
Better than any album Kanye could have put you on.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stuff.
Yeah. We'd be like, everyone wouldn't expect you to do this. And that's exactly why you should do this.
Mm-hmm. Get ahead of the curve. Get ahead of the crowd.
Yeah.
Maintain expectations.
Right.
Distract them over here with something else. I don't know. And then you hit them with this and you're set.
Yep. And just give her the metrics. Like you are very popular with all demographics right now.
Yeah.
You have become a household name. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do with it?
Boom.
Write a book that they will teach in universities for decades to come.
Yeah.
And that's that.
That's our elevator pitch.
How can you say no?
No, I mean, shit. If she doesn't write it, I will.
Right.
And I'll just pull from the
pretend.
great content she's already provided us.
Legally, I think you can do that, right?
Can't you?
I mean, you can. There's books like that, right?
Yeah, there's quote books. There's
Books.
100 motivational coffee table quotes.
We can do that. I think.
Sure.
Like Julia Fox's Life on the Prairie. My bird's eye view of modern day reality.
Yeah. Written for Julia Fox by two unknowns.
By two unknowns. By anonymous.
Yeah.
And all we would be doing is putting her own quotes in a book with like majestic pictures.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll reach out first, Julia. If you deny, then we're just going to make the book anyway.
Yeah, if you want to not get in on this, that's up to you. But we'll give you a shot.
Yeah.
We'll think about it.
We'll take it into consideration.
I'll think about whether or not I want to cut you in on this, Julia.
Yeah.
If you introduce me to the Safdie brothers,
hey, there we go.
Then we're a go.
Mm-hmm.
You introduce me to Sandler, I'll just sell you the idea for $1 million and you'll go on and make millions and millions more.
Yeah.
So we can call it even there. $1 million and a sit down with Adam Sandler.
That's it.
Where I will pitch him an idea where it's like Adam Sandler ASMR.
Ooh.
But it's just him doing like the types of screams he used to do in like Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore, where he's like, all right.
In ASMR.
ASMR. It's just him doing that.
That's great.
On a loop in ASMR.
Yeah.
I'd listen to that.
He would go for it, I think.
I think he'd go.
He's pretty cool. Like, and we could talk about it while we shoot hoops.
Yep. Yes. And that's how you turn $1 million into $10 million.
Mm-hmm. Our podcast has became like a masterclass in side hustling.
I would love it if we could actually make it happen.
Yeah. Who do we have to talk to make it happen? I don't know. It starts with an idea.
A man can dream.
Sure.
A man can dream.
That's all we got here.
A man can only dream.
So stop hitting people.
Yeah. Just start. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Don't hit others, people, especially if you're in a romantic entanglement with them.
Sure. Oh, entanglements. Boy. Stop getting in entanglements.
Yeah, don't do entanglements.
But do like and subscribe to this podcast. That's an objective truth that you should do.
Absolutely. And we'll have a little surprise. No, in 2 weeks, we'll have a little surprise for them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because we'll record the surprise next Friday.
Yeah.
And the week after,
it'll come out. So, yeah.
Okay.
Got a fun one coming for you in a couple of weeks.
It's exciting.
So, you got to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you know when it comes out. You just got to. Thanks for listening, and listen again. And check out our YouTube channel, our Instagram. Follow us on all the platforms. Leave us some reviews.
Yeah.
Give us that 5-star because we out here really trying.
I want a review. I hope we get one.
Me too. I would love to get one.
Yeah.
Hopefully a positive one.
It's just like my mom. And she's just like, what did I create?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. She's just like, this is not what I raised you to be. No,
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Hashtag disappointed.
Yeah.
Great review.
Oh, God.
So cool. We'll see you guys next time then.
Have a good one.